Today's art lesson is going to be in the style of pop art. Pop art is a style from the 1960s that was sort of founded by this artist, Andy Warhol. Warhol was known for taking images from everyday pop culture and appropriating them into pieces of artwork. He would use different images that you were used to seeing, like animals, things from nature, animals, portraits, things from nature. This is his iconic Money and Mona Lisa, and you've definitely seen his tomato soup can before. Andy Warhol wasn't the only pop artist, but he's certainly one of the most well-known. In fact, he's one of the only artists I will display in my own house, besides myself. Oh, and this Bortasqueer, but that's a story for another day. One of my favorite Andy Warhol quotes is, "Art is what you can get away with." For this lesson, I want you to choose something that's really meaningful to you, something you see in your everyday life, something that you really like my epic sunglass collection. But the pair I'm really looking for is extra special, and it's these right here. What we're going to do for this lesson is draw the object that you really like, turning it into a piece of pop art, sort of like this one, but with a little bit of a different border. Here I have my awesome sunglasses. They're so cool because they unfold, but they're really special because they belonged to my brother, Kyle, who actually passed away. So they're one of the things that I have that remind me of him because I remember he loved them when he first got them and how cool they were that they folded up. So get your supplies ready. You'll just need a marker, a pencil, a paper, and a ruler. You don't need this camera. I'll tell you about this in a sec. So what I did was take my daughter's Fujifilm camera because I wanted to show you how we're going to be setting up the border for our picture. So I'm going to try and take a picture of these sunglasses here, and I set up a white background because you always want to consider your background when you're doing photography. And I took the camera and I was trying to center the picture. And it was really difficult. If you do have one of these cameras, you can try it. But, I mean, this is a voiceover. But what I did was not very successful. But I will show you how it turned out. All right, so here I took the camera, took the picture of the sunglasses, and then I put it into a time lapse so you could watch it develop, which I thought was a really cool effect. But as you can see, they were really, really hard to center. I actually tried this 3 times. Fail, and fail. So you don't have to take a picture, but I did want to show you how the border on these Fujifilm kind of Polaroid Instax pictures sets up. And Polaroids have like a really iconic and epic looking, I don't know, recognizable borders to them. So I wanted to add that to our pop art lesson to make it extra special. So what you're going to do is take a ruler and you're going to set up your page. Doing this, you are going to make the bottom of the frame of the picture larger. The sides will be the smallest, like the thinnest, and then the top will be about double the sides. I mean, you don't have to make it exact measurements, but if you did want my measurements for this 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, I did a 2.5 inch bottom, 1/2 inch side borders, and then the top is 1 inch. So as you can see, the bottom is the largest area, the sides are the thinnest, and the top is a little bit bigger than the sides, just like the sample picture that I had. So I'm going to set up my sunglasses. I am not going to trace them. I'm going to draw them myself, and I want to make them a little bit bigger than they actually are, and you should make yours bigger too. I don't want you to trace them because I will totally know if you traced your picture. Here's me sketching my sunglasses. I had to make a couple corrections as I went. It's always really difficult to draw something that's symmetrical. But as you can see, as I work, I put the object right there so I can see it and check it out and make sure that what I'm doing looks like the actual picture. So for this week's lesson, I just want you to set up your page with the frame and sketch your object really, really well, really neatly. This is part 1 of our lesson. It's a 2-part lesson. I always turn it upside down to check the symmetry when I'm doing something that's symmetrical. Part 1, you will be posting this in our Padlet gallery, checking out all of your, I don't know why I was measuring that. Anyway, so you're going to be setting up your image with the border, drawing it in pencil, and yeah. Next week, we'll be adding marker and a background and color to our picture to complete our pop art lesson. Like for part 2, just kidding, you have to do part 2.